Hi, colleagues. Hi, everyone. Welcome. Today, we are having our next session for the Global Business Analysis Community event. So, we are going to talk about quite an interesting topic about how business analysts self-educate, actually what motivates us to self-educate, how this process is built psychologically. I mean, like what problems can you get? Why do you want to actually have it? And what environment will enable you to actually do self-education, right? And we will share, of course, a couple of tips and tricks. Why would you need it as the business analyst working at EPAM or anywhere else, right? Or like which sources you can use for your development. So the topic is quite good. And of course, we will be speaking today with Dmytro, who is also very much fond of the topic. So Dmytro, a couple of words from you.
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much, Ron, for such great speech and for such great input. Yeah, and yes, I agree completely with you because this topic, this theme is extremely important for everyone, business analyst, because our specific of our specialty, I mean in the wide understanding of this word, or profession, yeah, business analyst, means that we need to study every time, every day, and provide new tips in our work for our best performance and to make our work easiest and more efficient at the same time. So I think that we will cover today not only conceptual vision, also as usually, dear colleagues, we're going to share with you some kind of information that you can apply just immediately after our presentation, after our webinar in your practice. So I think that we can start. Yep. So dear colleagues, by
Okay.
the way, yeah, by the way, let's check. Does everyone can see the screen, guys? Eugenia?
Yeah, I guess, guys, you
Yes.
also
Okay,
are
great.
able to yeah, guys, just a small comment before we start as well. So yeah, feel free to use the chat, sorry, not the chat, but we have here the Q&A section where you can post your questions. Also, we will be answering them most likely at the end of the session, but if there are going to be some interesting questions related to the topic itself within the presentation, we will try and stop and answer them. And also, don't forget to vote on questions. You have the thumbs up sign there. So we will, of course, start and select initially the most voted questions first.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Roman. So guys, you're welcome. And let's make some introduction. Roman, please.
Yeah, so guys, let me introduce myself. Most of you probably know me or heard about me. So my name is Roman Sakharov. I'm the Director of Business Analysis at EPAM, the head of the Global Business Analysis practice for us. And yeah, I've been at EPAM for, I guess, almost 13 more than that years. And yeah, working also in business analysis area, a little bit of product management, and yeah, trying to share knowledge and my experience with you, yeah, in the convenient time. So hopefully my experience will be also useful in terms of self-education today. Metro?
Thank you, Roman. So guys, I am Chief Business Analyst and Dmytro Lozovytskyi. So my general experience in IT areas 8+ years. Before that, before this experience, I had very good practice in consulting area. In IT area, I just conducted a lot of roles in different projects. So I have wide experience in PM, BA, PO, PDM, and business consultant roles. And also, I am a driver of couple initiatives inside EPAM, and I think that this is the main information about my professional activity. So let's start with our agenda, and I want to share, we want to share with you guys the next structure of this agenda. And as was announced, yeah, the first part, in the first part, we're going to review self-education as a process and lifestyle. So we will speak a lot about the principles, about the rules, about advices, about blockers, etc. In the second part, we're going to share with you some kind of tips and recommendations that you can apply in your practice. And the third part will contain some kind of conclusions why self-education is really become as a BA's lifestyle. Yeah. And as our regular activities, we're going to have Q&A session at the end of our speech. So we want to share with you, dear colleagues, some kind of interesting thought. Yeah. So only knowledge realized through experience is able to change. Yeah. And change what? Change everything in our life. Because when we study something, yeah, we got some bunch of information and we need to realize this information, yeah. But the real knowledge we're going to create altogether or personally when we start doing something, yeah, by our hands, by our head. So, and this is the main point of the born of our new experience, yeah, real experience. And this experience can change everything in our life, especially in professional life. So don't forget about this wise thought of Seneca. Yeah, everyone knows Seneca. Seneca was a great philosopher and mathematic in ancient time. Yeah, so this is some kind of the light quote, yeah, for our speech. Self-education is a process. What does it mean for us? Yep. So if you're going to find out in different sources, what does it mean in reality, you can find a lot of definitions, really. And we propose to your attention some kind of interesting definition that contains the main parts, yeah, the key parts of education as a process, yeah, or you can as you can see, this these parts are the next, yeah. Individuals take the initiative, yeah. So this is some kind of initiative. With or without the assistance of others, yeah. So you can do it by yourself or with somebody else. Diagnosing their learning needs, yep. Formulating learning goals, identifying human and material resources, and evaluating learning outcomes. So this is the key parts of definition self-education as a process, yeah. In general, we can say that self-education is a purposeful process of acquiring new knowledge through independent work. Yeah, so the key accents are the next. This is a purposeful process through independent work. Yeah, because you need to combine your information in your head that you got before with your practical actions. In that case, you realize it. Yeah, and that's why self-education has a huge importance in our career and professional success. As much if you want to work a lot, if you will do that, if you will struggle with yourself on this way and put additional efforts and additional time in self-education process, that means that you will generate a lot of knowledge through your independent work and experience, first of all. Roman?
Yeah, guys, and in that sense, it's very important, right, for you, for yourself, you know, when you work like as a professional, to continuously work on self-education. And here, as already mentioned, right, by Dmytro, there are like particular steps you need to remember about, right? That again, self-education means that initiatives is all yours. Like there won't be anyone coming to you and saying, you know, you need to learn or you need to educate yourself more. Yeah, there might be some cases like, you know, your resource managers comes to you or anything like that, but still like the responsibility is yours here, right? And that's important part. And of course, we will talk later what will help you to keep this discipline, you know, and to keep this motivation to you know to keep with this self-education process. The other thing is, of course, you need to understand why you need to do it, and now we will be talking about that. You need to form your goals and understand how you're going to achieve them. Actually, yeah, everything as you see on the slide, you know, in terms of the steps. Um, and of course, a very important part I would like to emphasize here, like comparing to other things, is you need to understand whom whose help you would need to actually make this happen. I mean, like maybe you want to ask a mentor to help you. Maybe you want your resource manager to sometimes test your knowledge, or maybe you want to actually talk to your colleague, you know, who is also self-educating, so you are actually learning something in pair with him or her. So yeah, so because that helps you to keep the motivation. So that depends, you know, on how you organize and your personality, but still this is very much helpful, important when you involve other people in your self-education process. Dmytro?
Yeah, thank you, Ron. So the next slide is about main factors as a reasons for BA self-education process. So guys, different organization, especially institutes, yep, conducted some investigations about self-education, yeah, motivator factors, yeah, and they highlighted in the last bunch of investigations of different organizations and institutes, professional institutes. They highlighted two type of factors that has a real influence in our life on self-education process, and they are triggers at the same time of this process as well. So the first part is about needs factors, yeah, and these factors are the next: career needs and professional shape. As you can see, career needs is a great motivator factor for everyone. Up to 45% of people just belong to this category and use this need as a main trigger to realize or to start self-education process at all. The next one is professional shape. Yep. So if in compare with career needs factor, this factor is about surrounding of business analyst, professional surrounding that could motivate business analysts to be in shape in general. Yeah. And but in general, so also we have not bad percentage there, up to 20%, as you can see on the screen. And for example, needs factors, career needs and professional shape needs, to be in professional shape, yeah, these needs altogether they have 65%, yeah, from 100. So this information is great for our understanding what going on with us, yeah. And the second part about motivation factors. What does it mean? Also, we have two more factors that we can highlight, not as a needs, but as an internal motivation factors. For example, own character is up to 16%. Yeah, this motivation factor is about the character of human. Yeah, so concrete human that wants to study because he has some internal motivation. Yeah. Work areas habit is about this factor is about actually some kind of wish concrete person to be not worse than others in his professional area, in his professional team. Yeah, and this motivation factor just contains up to 19%. Yep, from 100. This share is up to 19%. So altogether, we have 100% of motivation factors, yeah, in BA's self-education process. Why we propose to your attention this diagram, this statistic? Because, guys, you can have your own small homework. After our webinar, please try to analyze yourself and your behavior and trying to find out what is the main factor, yeah, main motivation factor you have, yeah. All of them are good. Maybe you're going to have some kind of combination of different factors, and it's also great because as much as you can have in this area different kind of motivation factors, this will be better for you because you will be closer in your movement, in your self-education process with your motivation factors. You will be closer up to 100%, up to ideal situation. Yeah. So how you should understand what kind of motivator factors you can have, yeah, in your life. Please try to find out from the last 5 years of your experience, of your professional experience, when you did some huge career step or next career step in your career path, what kind of events you had before. Did you have these events by your will or your wish, or you was under pressure of surrounding, yeah, and you just need to do that, yeah. So these simple questions and your memories can help you to see the statistic during your last 5 or 6 years of your life, yeah, to see and to understand what kind of motivator factors working for you right now, yeah, or they just worked for you before. This is valuable information for you guys, in our opinion, because in that case you're going to understand how you can manage your motivation right now. Maybe you need to make some steps from your need factors to your motivation factors, yeah, in your self-education process. I think this is the main idea of this slide. Roman, do you want to add something else?
Yeah, I guess in that sense, let's see the next slide, because actually, the main point is here that, again, where do we see that at EPAM? I fully agree with you, Dmytro, that, to be able to grow and to be able to get to the next step, you need to understand first what motivates you and what helps you to actually, do this work, do the self-education and self-development to move there. And the previous slide, it actually described pretty well that, we all think usually that it's only us, that, okay, if I'm disciplined enough, I will be learning, right? But if you're also in the right environment where everybody learns, reads books, studies something, then you will also be doing that much more likely. So that's an important part. And that's about the community. So if you are in the community with people who read books, most likely you will also be reading them. If you are in the community with people who are attending various trainings, most of likely you will be also doing that as well. So so the reason is what I'm saying is this will help you to keep your motivation high and also, to invest time into your self-education. And now a couple of use cases, where do we usually need and where do this self-education process when we learn, when we study courses, read books and stuff like that, where it helps us at EPAM, right? First, of course, it's next level. We have this assessment process. Sometimes, but really not quite often, people can be promoted, after the assessment just because they got very good experience on their project or, just because they are so good anyway. But usually what happens is to actually get to the next level, yes, of course, you'll need this practical experience, but you need also this theoretical experience. You need actually to read a couple more books, you need to go through a couple of more courses, you need to do something more than just to work on your project. So that's why, if you want to go to the next level, consider planning your theoretical knowledge upgrade as well, this self-education. Again, sometimes, and now we are also, at EPAM, we are at this situation, and in the world as well, we are in the recession, so there is Russian war like happening. We have a lot of issues, and just to be able to go to the next project with the less amount of positions out there, we also need to upgrade ourselves, right? Because if before we had, I don't know, like just one candidate for two positions and you will be taken to that anyway. So now we have the situation when we have, I don't know, three candidates per one position. So that's why there is the choice. And if you really want to get some position, you need to prepare yourself as well. And that might include, knowing data as we see it in a lot of positions at EPAM, knowing some technical things, maybe knowing some having domain knowledge in finance, in some specific tools like Salesforce. So everything, and you can actually do it by yourself. You can analyze on opportunities.epam.com what is required by projects and learn this part, or you can ask your resource manager, to check it with you together. Again, to help you prepare for your next assignment, you'll also need to self-educate and learn. Again, sometimes we also get tough projects, and if we are, willing to do our job better, to impress our clients more, to deliver more value, then we also need to self-educate. So to get better performance, to get better feedbacks, and maybe, eventually some salary raise as well. So of course, we do need to keep our skills up to date because, if you, I don't know, maybe this is not more longer actual, but it was actual like 10 years ago, if you only knew waterfall and didn't know agile, so it would be very hard for you to stay competitive on the market and competitive as a professional. So you had to keep your skills up to date by learning them all the time. Again, some of us and some, if we choose this part of a career path, for example, if we want to be a manager, or if we just like to help other people to become better, if we want to become a trainer or a mentor, this is also an important part, right? If we want to train someone, we need also to train ourselves. We need to know something more. So we need to self-educate. Before we go and mentor someone, we need to structure our knowledge. We need to pass a couple of courses before that. So that's also an important part. And for example, if you want to join even some initiatives, so it's also the part just because you might not have enough skills, because and initiatives, if you maybe haven't heard that before, initiatives are actually activities which are directed for the development of the business analysis practice at EPAM, for the development of business analysis in our company at all. So yeah, Dmytro, maybe you can add something on top of that.
Yeah, sure. So I think that that you highlighted the main things why, our self-education process should bring to us some benefits. Yep. Because I can say that in Japan culture, they have some kind of proverb, that summarize doesn't have doesn't have the goal, he has the way. Yeah, so in that case, I think the business analyst and his self-education process seems like some kind of samurai. Yep, because we need to be on that way every day, and such way provide to us a lot of benefits, guys, as you can see on the slide. You will increase your professional level in a lot of directions when you study something and when you provide this knowledge and share this knowledge with others, because this is also one more key thing about self-education process. When you collect your knowledge, believe us, in your future, on this way, you will have the point when you will start, or when you want to share this knowledge with others. In that case, you will double or triple your knowledge base and your great experience. So this way contains a lot of benefits. I think that's all about that point, and we can move forward. So the next slide, guys, is about why we consider self-education way. Yeah, this is also key things. This is some kind of pyramid that we have in practice of self-education, and this pyramid, as you can see, contains a lot of things. First of all, the basis. Self-learning or self-education helps you to develop your problem-solving skills. This is also great achievement on that way. Self-learning is less stressful. This is also about some kind of characteristic of self-education. Yeah. And this is additional motivation for you, because you won't be under pressure of your management, under pressure of your team, under pressure of your client. You can choose any kind of strategy on that way, and you can build the strategy by yourself. The next point is about possibility to gain secondary skills. Yep. And I think that this is one of key points of our T-shaped model. Yeah, as you know, guys, all of us, when we became senior guys, we just faced with a need to provide the T-shaped model in our life. And I know that, for example, Roman is great professional on that way. Roman, you can add some of your comments, please. I know that you.
Yeah. I mean, in terms of T-shape, guys, I guess this is a very important part. Like it's very important that you are master in one specific area. That, I don't know, maybe you're a very strong business analyst in, I don't know, in finance, but still, you as the great professional, you need to also understand how other professions and capabilities work. You need to understand how developers do their job. I'm not saying you need to program, but you need to understand how they work. You need to understand how test engineers work. You need to understand what DevOps do for you. You need to understand how project management functions. You need to understand how how business is functioning, maybe even more like deeper. So yeah, so that's the part, like, yes, you're a professional in one area, but still you are aware and knowledgeable in other areas. Why? Because it makes you take more effective decisions in your professional area, and it's kind of important, I guess. And this will make you better professional. So unfortunately, uh, software development is, maybe fortunately, maybe unfortunately, but that's the area where you cannot focus only on your area if you really want to be a great professional. Even if you are a greatest developer of all times, but you know only how to code, this will not make you the best professional. Because if you want to create great products, you need to understand I don't know, what people like, what do they, what does the market love, how, you know, project management works to be able to plan your work and other stuff. So it's the same with business analysis here.
Yeah, absolutely agree. And the next point, guys, is about feelings. Yep, because nothing will motivate you in such big manner as a sense of purpose, what you're going to do, yeah, with your activities and why. So self-learning, self-education as a way, yeah, for you, just provide you the sense of purpose. Why? And when you see the goals under or on your horizon, you go into these goals with double motivation, definitely. And when you're going to take the first results, you will feel some kind of accomplishment, yeah. And this will motivate and keep you on this, keep you in safe on that way. So this is also why we consider, yeah, our self-education way at all. And the last point on the top of this pyramid of motivation, additional motivation for you guys is about possibility to choose the way you learn. Yeah. So this is also very valuable thing, because when you have the choice, you can just choose the best fit option for you, and you can provide a lot of things that will have some fast and quick and very benefit results for you guys on that way. So you have a choice, you have a freedom to choose the right way. And this is about the additional motivation and about the choice, why we going on this way, the way of self-education. The next slide is about the main blockers in the self-education process. And I know that all of us in our life, in our professional life, faced with that kind of blockers, more or less, I hope less, yeah, in our life. And first circle is about routine duties. Why this could be a potential blocker? Why? This is very simple, because routine duties just make you boring in your work process. And these routine duties, everyday duties, if you have a good work overload, good workload, sorry, these routine duties can help you, just not, yeah, we can say can help you, or they will take a lot of emotional resources. And you, if you don't have any kind of pauses in your routine duties day by day, your wish will decrease, your wish to self-educate, to educate yourself, to provide some kind of additional learnings, procedures in your life will decrease step by step, in hide mode. So please be aware about that, and just keep on track with or monitor this situation in your life. Roman, the next. I think that you're your best. Your choice.
Yeah. So guys, I actually wanted to talk about, you know, work overload. So of course, you know, having so much, you know, work on our plate usually makes it hard to spend time for self-education, you know, and even to find a couple of minutes to, uh, you know, to work, I don't know, to check something. Um, but I would again suggest that if you are able to find some small periods in your day, I don't know, for 10 or 15 minutes of LinkedIn learning. For example, what I usually do when I am having lunch, and again, I'm having it, for example, I'm having it alone, so, you know, I'm not in the office going for lunch with anybody else. I can just turn on, you know, the LinkedIn learning application and just see a couple of, you know, videos from one of the courses which I'm currently going through. Uh, Again, you can just do it for small part, I don't know, for 10 minutes. I mean, videos there are like 3, 4, 5 minutes, not more. So it's quite easy. And if you do it every day, you will eventually get to your target. And the same with like reading books. Like if you read like just, just, I don't know, 10 pages of a book every day, it will eventually get you to the full book, I mean, in a month. So, which is maybe not seem to be much, if initially, but if you start with that, that will get you there. So, yes, we know that work overload is a problem, but again, uh, getting some small routines will help you, and even when you're overloaded. And yeah, when you're overloaded with work, yeah, of course it's better to find also more effective works to do your work and more like faster ways of doing that, because this will also like free up your time a little bit.
Yeah, and that's great. That's great advices. And I think that guys, if you have a strong feeling and strong wish to educate yourself, and you know that you are overloaded, please make your life easiest with such practice or tips. Yep. The next point, lost motivation. This point is about your bad experience, really, in your past. When we lose our motivation in general, guys, when we got some bad result, yeah, in our activities. So this is the key point why we going to lose our motivation at all. So this is a key point why, or key reason why. So please be aware about that, and just realize that every try that you make on your way is a great result at all. Yeah. Winston Churchill just said that what is success? Success, this is ability to go forward from one lost to another lost, or from one bad experience, from one fail to another fail, but with enthusiasm, yeah, or with enough level of enthusiasm, yeah. So don't forget about the great thought, and just transform your vision on your experience. This is not bad experience. This is just an experience. That's all. And in that case, when you change your thoughts about the how to say, about the fails or bad things, bad experience, yeah, in your work, you can understand that you just study case by case, and grain by grain, you're going to collect the ability to go forward and make success. Roman?
Yeah, guys, and again, like there might be a lot of issues, with blockers, like motivation, like personal overload, bad feeling, laziness sometimes. But again, the thing is, you need to understand your own way for each of them, and this is kind of a reflection. I'm not suggesting here, but sometimes, we are discussing that a lot with friends. Like if you have your personal coach or, a mentor, or even maybe your psychologist, because these are not only professional things, unfortunately, again, that cannot only be always, um, solved in the way of like adding another meeting. Sometimes you need to dig a little bit deeper and understand your motivation more. So that's why, I mean, our suggestion here to you is just try to understand yourself better, and if you have those blockers, write them down and understand why they appear, and then you'll be able to do something with that, and again, this will help you then to basically fight them.
Yeah, sure. So the last two things, guys, I think that you also need to know about that. So from time to time we can have some companies regulation restrictions. For example, you can just apply to some programs when you became on some level, on position with some level, yeah, on some level in the company. Or for example, external environment restrictions when we have some force majeure obstacles, etc. So I think that theme or topic about main blockers is feasible and visible for us. and we knows that what kind of things we should avoid or what kind of things we should maintain, yeah, in our life. On the next step, we are going to present to you guys the self-education process main step, because we need to have some clear, sharply defined and distinct process of self-education. That is why we propose to see some kind of 7 steps, how we should build this process by ourselves. Yeah. So the first step is about be curious. Why? Because we need to have some curious to do something. That's all. This is our nature. And with that step, we're going to start our great way. On that step, you need to understand the answers on 3 key questions. Yeah, why do you need to learn? Why it is an important skill? Yeah, some kind of skill that you want to have, yeah, or knowledge that you want to collect. And how useful will this learning be? For what? This is the point of this skill, of this knowledge, how this skill or how this knowledge is applicable to your work, and how this knowledge or skill will help you in your work. This is the first step. The second step, as Roman mentioned, that we need to have some set of goals, yeah, and this is, you shouldn't have a lot of goals on that step, but you need to have, you can have some 1 goal, 2 goals, but these goals should be realistic, and these goals should be doable. This is very, very important thing, because if you want to bring to yourself some goals that is undoable, yeah, in the feasible perspective, time perspective, this could demotivate you. Yeah, this thing could demotivate you. But when you when you go forward with a small and feasible goals, feasible, visible, and doable goals, everything will be much more easy for you. So this is the second step. The third step is about access your learning resources. Yes, sure, you need to care about that, and because you need to verify, yeah, your learning materials. You need to be in focus and absorb the necessary information, yeah, from whatever channels you stumble upon. Yeah, so this is important thing, because this step can save your efforts on your way of the way of self-education. The third step is about engage in a learning process. This is the most important step in this queue. Why? As you can see on the screen, because you put some the more you keep putting of your learning process, the more difficult it becomes for you to start learning. Yeah, this is a very, very good comment. Yep. And you need to define your self-approach, self-learning approach, or your own approach. Just on that step, we advise to you guys to see the best practice in general, or to just watching what kind of best practice your colleagues just use for their self-education process. And based on collected experience and knowledge, just think about the optimal way how you can engage, how you can be engaged in learning process, and how you can conduct this process by yourself. The next point is about apply what you learn. Yeah. So please, the best way to retain knowledge is to use it. Yeah. Don't forget about that. And when you have the project-oriented learning, you will build some kind, or you will create some kind of your personal experience as fast as you can. Yeah. So please think about possibility of how to apply your new knowledge in your practice work at your project and bring much more value to the project, to the company, and to yourself. Yeah. The sixth step is about collaborate with other learners. Yes, sure. When you getting know something new for yourself, this is useful thing. But when you share the experience with other colleagues, with your colleagues, you will double your experience. Yep. Because this is key thing. When you have an idea, I have an idea, or somebody else have an idea, all of us have three ideas. Yeah. So the same principle works for collaboration in education process, or just cooperation in our work. So don't forget about. And the last point is about share your knowledge. Share your knowledge with wide auditory to get a valuable feedback, to try to be in the teacher role. Why? Because when you taught somebody, when you teach somebody, yep, you think about the topic, you think about the theme as deep as you can. So you will be motivated. You need to be in C. You need to be a professional in concrete question. So that is why it automatically means that you going to spend additional time and additional efforts to prepare something for wide auditory. And this means that you will growing again on your in your opinion, in your professional level. So this is seven simple steps how you can conduct the self-education process, and this is absolutely practical things, guys. And these things you need to realize and to analyze. You need also to realize them and analyze your steps in your self-education process. And if you miss something, please correct this situation. This is the main idea of that slide. Roman?
Yeah, just a couple of things, guys. I'm really fond of, the fact that when you want to learn something, you really need to tell about it to somebody, right? So that's very important, and I agree with that 100%. So because you can understand and use things when they are unstructured in your head, but if you need to communicate them or teach somebody, then you really need to understand what is it about. Yeah. Thanks, Dmytro. Yeah, let's move further because we don't have much time left.
Yep,
So
yep, definitely. So, guys, this slide is about this slide is just a reminder for you that don't forget about Dunning-Kruger effect. Yep, everyone knows about that. That we have some kind of graph. Yeah, how we going to study something. Yeah. And to be professional on that way. But as you can see, we have some kind of red flags on that curve. And don't forget that if you want to be a really professional in some area, this will take from you just some visible and feasible time and effort resources. Yeah. As you can see, this is statistic that mastery level in something just became after 10,000 hours in average, meaning of your work, yeah, on something, yeah, on some knowledge area, on some skill, on some something new, yeah. So that is why don't stress due to this amount of hours, but please remember that if you want to provide some kind of progress in something, you need to have enough time to do that. So this is just small reminder from our side. Self-education process main effects, guys. Please remember, whenever you go, yeah, don't forget about three things. We just had some discussion with Roman, and we provide to you guys some three key points. New goals means or equal your new opportunities, definitely. Why? Because when you reach some goal, you will definitely have some success in some area, and this success, believe us, provide to you some new opportunities by default. So this is the first thing. Additional efforts means experience double. Roman, I know that you have a comment.
Yeah, actually, that's my, favorite thing. I know we are talking everybody usually about the overload, and the fact that we already have a lot of things to do. But still, if you really want to grow, you'll need to find some additional aspects of your professional work because, working on the projects is good, but just working, that's one thing. If you are trying to cover, I don't know, lead BA functions, this will grow you much faster. If you want to help your project manager, scrum master to coordinate, this will grow you. If you will put your additional efforts into, I don't know, some community talks or mentoring or, I don't know, some initiative work, this will also uh, make you much more experienced professional and again growing professional in that sense. So I know it's hard. I know additional efforts it's hard because you already do, I don't know, usually an 8-hour job, an 8-hour work. It's enough. But if you do more, the speed of your growth will accelerate. I mean, maybe not exponentially, but not like linearly. So that's why like taking those additional activities really help you, to get this additional perspective, and this will grow you as a professional. And of
Absolutely.
course, yeah, the next thing is regarding new people, wider interaction. This is just a continuation of that part because again, taking part in other activities, I would say in other things, will also broaden your circle of communication. You will talk to new people. You will learn their experiences. You will be able, to understand how other people do some great things, or get acquainted with some professionals who will teach you something. So that's an important part of self-education. So that's why, doing a little bit more than you're supposed to do in the project and trying to communicate with new people, to collaborate with them, will also really greatly help you to self-educate and to move to the next level.
Yep. So the next slide is about self-education process as a habit. Yep, because we have in our topic definition that self-education should be as a habit. Yep, guys, we have this idea. In reality, what we face with what we faced in reality, we should be first of all honest with ourselves. Yeah, life is going 24/7. Definitely, we can have any kind of changes any time per day. So you need to be ready for that. Blockers will appear always. Potential blockers could appear on your way, and we need to maintain them. Yeah, stress factors is a part of our life. Don't scared about stress factors. Stress factors. This is some kind of new ability to be smarter and faster for you guys. So this is our reality, but how to form this sustainable habit, yeah? As a business analyst on our self-education as a process or lifestyle. What should be done from that perspective? First of all, gradual efforts. Yep, you need always to gradual the efforts. Why? Because with the simple and small steps, you're going to have the better progress. Give yourself enough time. We talked about that today twice or three times, and this is really important. Provide a flexible thinking. I know that this also could be a key thing in our behavior style because everything is changing. Everything changing, yeah. So you need to be adaptive person. Please don't forget about that. Cooperate with others. Manage your practice up to consistent results. Yep. Results matters. Just just remember that, guys. Results really matters, and this is the basis of your motivation. Yeah, your stable motivation. Put what you learn into practice. Of course, we talked about this is one of the steps in self-education process. Yeah, repeat all steps constantly and be patient. Yep. Be patient. This is a huge step for you. Why? Because patient is a root of success. You can have the talent, but at the same time, you can be a lazy person or lazy man, yeah, coach man. But in compare with other just person who hasn't such big talent, but this person could be patient and could be persistent in his work uh, till results. Yep, and the second person will have the best result, the better result than the first one. So the patient is the root of success. Please don't forget about that. Don't forget. I think, Roman. Yep.
Yeah, guys. Yeah, I guess that's
We covered.
important, to to basically to make it a habit. And we are talking about today, not the first time. So yeah, just do it. And let's move to the next slide, I guess, because we are almost out of time for today, guys. I know that this is very important for all of us, to know what educational sources do we have to be able to educate here. And here I would like to emphasize a couple of interesting sources for all of you today. So I think the first, Eugenia, our global community head, has already shared with you a list of business analysis books which we have on our knowledge base. So there is a list for, she answered on the Andreas question, so you can find it in the chat. Uh, the other thing is, like, basically on the slide what you are seeing. Like, the first thing is we do have like quite enough internal resources, like mentoring program, which is a very individual one. We have the BA Learning Pass. We have LinkedIn Learning, which I personally use almost all the time because there are very good, skill focused trainings there. We have this getabstract.com, and this is maybe not a very deep learning, but at least if you want to get acquainted yourself with some books and you do not have time to read the whole book, this is very good source. And that's one part. And the other part is you can also download them in audio format. So if you don't have time, to read, you can just listen. Also, there is an article from Vera Kankalovic, who is our great contributor in terms of writing articles on our business analysis blog. And there is a very long, not a very long, but quite a comprehensive article on the business analysis learning. Let me quickly share my screen now so I can show you couple of those things which I'm talking now about. So this is the article which you have a link in the presentation. We'll share the presentation later. So you have these links, but you also can go to our SharePoint blog and basically you have this article. So we have here, various sources where do you see articles on business analysis, the product management portals where you can also see various informational sites. If you want to learn, like Udemy, Coursera, Linda, which is now actually LinkedIn Learning, right? Various like agile sources, internal resources for learning, and of course some important people who are let's say thought leaders in business analysis, and some channels of information like YouTube channels, Telegram channels, and other ones. So you can use this page for for enriching your actually your self-learning capabilities. Also, the other thing, I'm not sure everybody's seen, but we have this beautiful page on our knowledge base on our Confluence, which is called BA Learning Pass. And here we also have this, the first, like for entry level, what trainings are available, for the BA L1, what trainings are there, for L2, for L3, for L4, L5, for some specific skills. Not all trainings are alive, unfortunately, because, they tend to get obsolete, but still there is quite some selection here if you want to find them. And if you can always refer to us if you need some specific training. Uh, yeah, and I guess that was the part. So Dmytro, back to your sharing, I guess.
Sure, sure. So let me share my screen again. And the next slide and the final slide is about self-education best tips. Yep, as we promised, guys, we provide to you our top 10 self-education best tips. First, the first one, optimal knowledge upgrade period every 2 years. What about, why 2 years? Why not 1 year, 3 years, 5 years, etc.? Why? Because when you want to make the fundamental upgrade of your knowledge in some area, you need to be aware about some kind of dynamic of professional growing up. Yeah. And the best option that came to us from the practice is about period up to 2 years. Why? Because the 1 year period is the less and will be, in that case, if you will upgrade on fundamental basis some kind of your knowledge with the huge programs, with very good MBA programs, for example, or some kind of internal university that can take from you just more than half a year time, etc. It will be exhausted for you, yeah? And honestly, the basis, the knowledge basis, yeah, is not isn't update every year in huge manner, yeah. So it is enough to be in shape with some kind of knowledge base up to every 2 years, yeah, because 3 years could be a little bit this period could be longer than enough. Yep. But the best option, as we provide to you guys, every 2 years. Yeah. It's optimal frequency of to upgrade your fundamental knowledge. The second one, taking participation in challenging and scalable projects. Yeah, as Roman told, this is a great option. Trying to combine different project roles. Again, we talked about forming your knowledge library. This is a separate point that we didn't mention before. Please don't forget and manage your knowledge with your personal library. Make your library on physical level with different kind of books that you're going to study or you want to collect in your library, and some kind of e-versions, electronic versions of these books. Electronic versions of your templates, every electronic versions of your approaches, etc., etc., etc. So collect the knowledge, just revise this knowledge on a permanent basis, and you will get great results. Of course, take participation in regular project or company case study practice. Case study practice, this is the best tip whenever we have it. So why? Because best practice collect the experience of different people and sharing at the same time for wider auditory, for example, for a couple of project teams or account teams, etc. And when you take in participation in that activity, you will see different opinions, you will compare different opinions, you will see different discussions, and in that discussions the sense or ideal case will be born. Yeah, so this is a great option. Make your accents in on internal e-learning programs. Yeah, Roman just mentioned that we have a huge libraries, reading the books again, and professional articles. This is permanent activities of business analysts. Make your participation in conference on your regular in conference as your regular challenge. Yeah, what does it mean? Challenge yourself, guys, because you need to have stress in good understanding of this word, yeah, or this term, and professional conference speech is a great opportunity to deep dive in some theme, in some topic, analyze your experience, compare your experience with other guys, and provide something new. Yep. Build your professional network inside and outside your company. I know, Roman, you have a comment here, please. You're great performer in that. Yeah.
Sorry, go on, Dmytro. Yeah.
So build your professional network inside and outside your company.
Yeah, sure, guys. I was talking about that. The more people you know, the more people you collaborate, the better it gets. So build your professional network. This will help your professionality and also our company as well. So I guess again, talking to more professionals will make you better professional as well. Sorry, guys, for not much comments because we are already out of time. And
last point is get the valuable certification periodically. Why periodically? Because you need to target this certification to your career needs. That's all. And I think that this is the next announcement. So Eugenia, you want to take the word or?
So yes, please. So, yep, guys, I just want to highlight that this Friday, so we will conduct our global conference for business analysts. So please join us. We are going to talk about real cases and we'll share real cases of our colleagues. So, and it will be useful, I believe, for you also to discuss and to learn from their own experience. So please join us.
Thank you. Yeah, guys, that's also about self-education. So ensure you also join the conference. Again, we are quite good in terms of knowledge sharing. Okay, guys, in terms of question and answer, I see a couple of questions in the chat. We already answered a couple of them, with a link to the books, with the learning pass for the level 2. So with the link to the community conference. So also there is a question from Natalia. Could you please comment on a certificates, IAB certification? Who is eligible to apply for compensation? Yeah, basically any EPAMer or the person business analyst who is willing to pass the certification is eligible. So yeah, you can basically, you can write to us and we will help you to fulfill it. However, just for you to know, you will be compensated if you successfully passed the certification, right? If you failed, unfortunately, that won't be the case. Okay. How to take part in case study practice. So guys, we do have specific work groups on case studies. Eugenia is usually managing them, and also Katalin Case has a great group of people who are working within the domains. For example, they do case studies for financial services, for healthcare, for insurance, for logistics and supply chain management and others. So you can join any of those groups. Let me find quickly a link to that domain group. And yeah, you will be able to identify the right person there, to whom you will be able to help with case studies. Okay, so I guess that was all what we have for questions, and we are out of time anyway.
Seems like, sorry for that, guys, but yep, I think that we have a great webinar today, and we share with you guys, as usually, the best tips and tricks about self-education process. Thank you so much for your participation, for your questions.
Sorry, Dmytro, go on. I was just going to say that I shared the link to business domain management page in the chat. So guys, if you're interested, feel free to find actually people who are working on specific case studies. Or if you did not find the area where you can work, you can always write to Eugenia or me, or we can help you.
Sure. Thank you very much, guys. And see you next time on our events.
See you guys. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
being with us today.